Oh, baby, you can't get away from me this time. I have you trapped in my hand. Guess what? Today is the day you're gonna listen to your Gargantua read you poetry. Oh, don't look so upset. You'll be here with me in this lovely, gigantic park where we're all to ourselves, and it'll be so relaxing, won't it? Also, it's actually really important to me. You see, in this book, The Flowers of Evil by Charles Baudelaire, there's a poem about my sort of folk in there. And it's just so nice to find that sort of thing, especially from so long ago. Oh, if you don't want to listen to the poetry, that's fine, but just stick around for me then, if that's the case. Oh, goody. All right. Selections read from The Flowers of Evil by Charles Baudelaire, translated to English by Cyril Scott. Yeah, baby, you always gotta credit people. It's important, even if it is just you and I here. Okay, let's dive in. The Giantess. I should have loved, erewhile when heaven conceived, each day some child abnormal and obscene, beside a maiden giantess to have lived, like a luxurious cat at the feet of a queen, to see her body flowering with her soul, and grow unchained in awe-inspiring art, within the mist across her eyes that stole to divine the fires entombed within her heart, and oft to scramble o'er her mighty limbs, and climb the slopes of her enormous knees, or in summer, when the scorching sunlight streams across the country, to recline at ease, and slumber in the shadow of her breast, like an amlet 'neath the mountain crest. Beauty. I am lovely, O mortals, like a dream of stone, in my bosom where each one gets bruised in turn, to inspire the love of a poet is prone, like matter eternally silent and stern, as an unfathomed sphinx enthroned by the Nile. My heart's a swan's whiteness with granite combines, and I hate every movement displacing the lines, and never I weep and never I smile. The poets in front of mine attitudes find, which the proudest of monuments seems to implant, to studies profound all their moments assign. For I have all these docile swains to enchant, two mirrors which beauty in all things ignite, mine eyes, my large eyes of eternal light. Posthumous Remorse. Ah, when thou shalt slumber, my darkling love, beneath the black marble-made statuette, and when thou'lt have naught for thy house or alcove, but a cavernous den and a damp oubliette, when the tombstone oppressing thy timorous breast, and thy hips drooping sweetly with listless decay, the pulse and desires of mine heart shall arrest, and thy feet from pursuing their adventurous way. Then the grave, the dark friend of my limitless dreams, for the grave ever readeth the poet aright, amid those long nights, with no slumber redeems, twill query, what use to thee, incomplete sprite, that thou ne'er hast unfathomed the tears of the dead? Then the worms will gnaw deep at thy body, like dread. The Balcony. O mother of memories, mistress of mistresses, O thou all my pleasures, O thou all my prayers, canst thou remember those luscious caresses, the charm of the hearth and the sweet evening airs? O mother of memories, mistress of mistresses. Those evenings loomed by the glow of the coal, and those roseate nights with their vaporous wings. How calm was thy breast, and how good was thy soul! 'Twas then we uttered imperishable things. Those evenings loomed by the glow of the coal. How lovely the suns on those hot autumn nights! How vast were the heavens, and the heart how hale, as I leaned towards you, oh, my queen of delights! The scent of thy blood I seemed to inhale. How lovely the sun in those hot autumn nights! The shadows of nighttime grew dense like a pall, and deep through the darkness thine eyes I divined, and I drank of thy breath, O sweetness, O gall, and thy feet in my brotherly hands reclined. The shadows of nighttime grew dense like a pall. I know how to call forth those moments so dear, and to live my past, laid on thy knees once more. For where should I seek for thy beauties but here in thy languorous heart, and thy body so pure? I know how to call forth those moments so dear, those perfumes, those infinite kisses and sighs. Are they born in some gulf to our plummets denied, like rejuvenate suns that mount up to the skies, that first have been cleansed in the depths of the tide? O perfumes, O infinite kisses and sighs. All entire. The demon in my lofty vault this morning came to visit me, and striving me to find at fault, he said, fain would I know of thee, among the many beauteous things, all which her subtle grace proclaim, among the dark and rosy things, which go to make her charming frame, which is the sweetest unto thee? My soul, to him thou didst retort, since all with her is destiny, a preference there can be not. When all transports me with delight, if aught deludes I cannot know, she either lulls one like the night, or dazzles like the morning glow. That harmony is too divine, which governs all her body fair, for powerless mortals to define in notes the many concords there. O mystic metamorphosis of all my senses blent in one, her voice a beauteous perfume is, her breath makes music, chaste and wan. Autumn Song, Part 1. Shortly we will plunge within the frigid gloom. Farewell, swift summer brightness, all too short. I hear already sounding with the death-like boom the wood that falls upon the pavement of the court. The whole of winter enters in my being. Pain, hate, honor, labor hard and forced, and dread. And like the northern sun upon its polar plain, my heart will soon be but a stone, iced and red. I listen trembling unto every log that falls. The scaffold which they build has not a duller sound. My spirits waver, like the trembling tower walls that shake with every echoing blow the builders pound. Meseemeth, as to those monotonous blows I sway, they nail for one a coffin lid, or a sound a knell. For whom? Autumn now, and summer yesterday. This strange, mysterious noise betokens a farewell. Part 2. I love within your oblong eyes the verdant rays, my sweet, but bitter everything today meseems, and not your love, the boudoir, nor the flickering blaze can replace the sun that o'er the screen streams. And yet, bemother and caress me, tender heart, even me the thankless and the worthless one, beloved or sister, unto me the sweets impart of a glorious autumn or a sinking sun. Ephemeral task, the beckoning empty tomb is set. O grant me, as upon your knees my head I lay, because the white and toward summer I regret, to taste the parted season's mild and amber ray. The ghost, just like an angel with evil eye, I shall return to thee silently. Upon thy bower I'll alight, with falling shadows of the night. With thee, my brownie, I'll commune, and give thee kisses cold as the moon. And, with a serpent's moist embrace, I'll crawl around thy resting place. And when the livid morning falls, thou'lt find alone the empty walls, until the evening cold 'twill be, as others with their tenderness upon thy life and youthfulness, I'll reign alone with dread o'er thee. Sadness of the moon goddess. Tonight the moon dreams with increased wariness, like a beauty stretched forth on a downy heap of rugs, while her languorous fingers caress the contour of her breasts before falling to sleep. On the satin back of the avalanche soft, she falls into lingering swoons as she dies, while she lifteth her eyes to white visions aloft, which like efflorescence float up to the skies, when at times, in her languor, down onto this sphere, she slyly lets trickle a furtive tear. A poet, desiring slumber to shun, takes up this pale tear in the palm of his hand, the colors of which like an opal blend, and buries it far from the eyes of the sun. Owls. Beneath the shades of somber hues, the silent owls sit ranged in rows, like ancient idols strangely pose, and darting fiery eyes, they muse. Immovable, they sit and gaze, until the melancholy hour, at which the darknesses devour the faded sunset's slanting rays. Their attitude instructs the wise that he, within this world, who flies from tumult and from merriment, the man allured by a passing face, forever bears the chastisement of having wished to change his place. Music. Oft music possesses me like the seas. To my planet pale, 'neath a ceiling of mist, in the lofty breeze, I set my sail. With inflated lungs and expanded chest, like to a sail, on the backs of heaped-up billows I rest, which the shadows veil. I feel all the anguish within me arise of a ship in distress, the tempest, the rain 'neath the lowering skies. My body caress, at times, the calm pool or the mirror clear of my despair. Set of the romantic sun. How beauteous the sun as it rises supreme, like an explosion that greets us from above, Oh, happy is he that can hail with love its decline, more glorious far than a dream. I saw flower, furrow, and brook. I recall how they swooned like tremulous heart neath the sun. Let us haste to the skyline. 'Tis late. Let us run, at least to catch one slanting ray ere it fall. But the god who eludes me, I chase all in vain. The night, irresistible, plants its domain. Black mists and vague shivers of death it forebodes, while an odor of graves through the darkness spreads, and on the swamp's margin my timid foot treads upon slimy snails and on unseen toads. Illusionary love, when I behold thee wander by, my languorous love, to songs of voiles which throughout the dome resound, harmonious and stately as thy footsteps move, bestowing forth the languor of thy glance profound. When I regard thee, glowing in the gaslight rays, thy pallid brow embellished by a charm obscure, here where the evening torches like the twilight haze, thine eyes attracting me like those of a portraiture. I say, how beautiful she is, how strangely rich, a mighty memory, royal and commanding tower, a garland, and her heart, bruised like a ruddy peach, is ripe, like her body for love's sapient power. Art thou that spicy autumn fruit with taste supreme? Art thou a funeral face inviting tears of grief, aroma causing one of eastern wastes to dream, a downy cushion, bunch of flowers, or golden sheaf? I know that there are eyes, most melancholy ones, wherein no precious secret deeply hidden lies, resplendent shrines devoid of relics, sacred stones, more empty, more profound than you yourselves. O skies? Yeah, does thy semblance not alone for me to suffice, to kindle senses which the cruel truth abhor? All one to me, thy folly or thy heart of ice, decoy or mask, all hail, thy beauty I adore. The death of the lovers. We will have beds which exhale odors soft. We'll have divans profound as the tomb, and delicate plants on the ledges aloft, which under the bluest of skies for us to bloom, exhausting our hearts to their last desires. They both shall be like unto two glowing coals, reflecting the twofold light of their fires across the twin mirrors of our two souls. One evening of mystical azure skies will exchange but one single lightning flash, just like a long sob, replete with goodbyes. And later, an angel shall joyously pass through the half-open doors to replenish and wash the torches expired and the tarnished glass. See, baby, that wasn't too bad now, was it? You enjoyed some poetry, and I got my personal time with you, and yes, you were technically imprisoned here on my chest and in my hand as I recited poetry to you, but is it really being imprisoned if you want to be there? That big old smile on your face says you do. All right, sweetie. Well, I think that's enough for now. Let's just spend the rest of this wonderful evening together, enjoying the wind. Hey, y'all, it's Marsha O'Hare with Nightmare Public Broadcasting, here to say, dang, I couldn't believe that there was a Giantess poem from the 1800s. The people who deserve to find all kinds of cool stuff from the past are Zemo, Rocco, the Logosomancer, Eyjafjalla, Yokofu, Pingli, Jerry was Script, Man of Many Bees, King Crab, Axel Gale, Organic Emerald, Sam Myers, Jackson Daniel 42, and Jeff. If you want to go on a magical mystery tour through history's debaucheries, then become a patron right now and get access to some of the craziest shit on planet Earth, all while supporting me and the content you love. Now, y'all stay safe out there for me. Bye! Pippin! Did you really just edit a 20-minute video with your little Pomeranian paws? That's amazing! You're such a good girl! Oh. At the end of these audios, when I say she's a good girl, she always wags her tail and she looks happy. Y'all need to know that. Okay, we gotta end the audio.